Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump of the week. As I've just had a sip of water. How you all doing? I hope everyone's well. It is a beautiful day here in the West Country. It's going to be a hot one, I think, today. I hope everyone keeps hydrated, gets the suntan lotion on, gets the old factor 50. Let's not get sunburnt today, guys. How are you all doing? Listen, I must admit, I went to bed last night and I'm like, what am I going to talk about tomorrow? Not a lot's happening in the transfer market. I know. I'll talk about players going out. Looks like Spence could be going, a few others. Alfie Devine went yesterday. And then a bit of chat come into the WhatsApp group this morning about Tottenham being a big club. And I thought, listen, this is something I want to sink my teeth into because I'm a Tottenham fan. I've been a Tottenham fan for the best part of 50 years. And I see Spurs as a big club. But many people don't. Many people that are younger than me, maybe been a Spurs supporter for the last 25, 30 years, don't see Spurs as that big club. And I get it, right? Because in the 90s, we weren't particularly successful. And certainly since the turn of the century, we haven't really been a successful club as far as trophies go. But I still see us as that big club. So I put a poll in the chat, guys. Are Tottenham a big club? Yes or no? Quite simple. Smash a vote in there. Would really appreciate it. We will see what the vote is at the end of the show. And while you're there, please like the stream as you come in. Please subscribe to the channel. Really would appreciate it. So we'll go through just like the basics of what's happening at Spurs at the moment. Obviously, not a lot happening as players coming in. Lots of rumours, but nothing concrete as yet. As far as players going out, Alfie Devine, he left yesterday to Preston, I think, for 6 million. So Spurs so far have pulled in 85 million pounds for players that have hardly played a first team minute for Spurs. Really good business. And another reason why I think Tottenham are moving different this summer. It just feels oh so different. And the fact that other clubs and pundits and fans are losing their mind over Tottenham says it all, really. It absolutely says it all. But more players set to leave. Obviously, Romero doing well in the World Cup, which is fantastic because that's going to drive, hopefully, his price up a bit. And the talk of Spence leaving yesterday. Everton interested, apparently, a fee of around £25 million. Spurs not interested at that price. I think is more likely going to be more 35 to 40 million if it happens. But guys, how do we feel about Spence leaving? For me, doesn't bother me. If Spence goes, fine. But if he does go, we're going to need to bring in another right back, right? Because we've got two in every position at the moment. If Spence goes, then we've only got Porro at right back. So surely we would have to go out and purchase another right back, which, again, I've not got a problem with, but it does take away from the fact we have a lot of areas to cover, especially in those attacking areas. I don't want us to take our eyes off the ball and then be going for a right back. So if Spence goes, fine. As long as we've got a plan, it feels like this summer we might have, but we will see what happens. Let's get to the chat. Let's say hello before we delve into the Tottenham being a big club or not so big. Let's get into the chat and see what you guys have to say. Pete Chambers is in. Said morning. Good morning, Nige, mate. Hope all is well. And big up to the chat. And he also says good morning to Kate. And Kate says, Nige, good morning, lovely. I hope you're well. I'm good. Both Pete and Kate. Thank you so much. And then she says good morning to Pete as well. It's always the first four messages that come in, and I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. Rodney's in. Said morning, Nige. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Rodney. Love Rodney. Always positive. And this is what we need, right? 8:30 in the morning, we need positivity. I can't be waking up negative for sure. Lee's in, saying hello, everyone. Big up, Lee. I hope you're well. And he says, everyone hit the like button and hit the subscribe button too. Big up, Lee. Guys, if you haven't, I'm sure everyone has, but if you haven't, get over to Lee Statham TV and smash a sub, Lee. If you're still in the chat, mate, stick your link in the chat and I will bring it up later on. And then me, I've said, guys, hit the like on the way in. Really would appreciate it. The sooner we can get to 50 likes, the better. Kate saying good morning to Lee. And Logan's in. Saying morning, Nige, mate, and the chat. Big up, everyone. We need a few more bombers to drop before pre-season starts. Come on, Spurs. When does pre-season start? Anyone in the chat know? Anyone in the chat know when pre-season starts? It'd be nice to get a couple more in. Hearing the Krupi deal, an £85 million bid could be going in soon. Again, we will see. Logan says this is the first transfer window I've actually gotten excited about for absolutely years. 3 more players in would be a 10 out of 10 window. For me, I'd be very happy. Don't care who, as long as De Zerbi wants them. I'm kind of in agreement. I really do think those forward areas, though, are so important. So important for Tottenham. And I just don't want to see anyone come in. And I get what you're saying, Logan. As long as De Zerbi wants them, as long as De Zerbi rates them, and this is what we got to get behind, right? Because not every player we're going to bring in are we going to rate. But as long as De Zerbi does, that's fine. But I want a striker or a winger to come in that I personally can get excited about, that I look forward to seeing. So we will see. We will see what happens. Tom's in. Big up Tom, says good morning. I like the poll knives. Yeah, that was on you, mate. That was on you in the chat talking about big clubs. And I'm like, I ain't having this. Spurs are massive. Yeah, got to me a little bit. But listen, it is what it is. When we talk about Spurs and Villa, and I will go into it because I got a bit of info on it. Spurs and Villa, this was the main crux of the conversation. Tottenham and Villa, who's the bigger club? And listen, it is what it is. We will see. We will see what people think in the chat. Queen Ellie's in. Big up, Queen Ellie. Says, big up, Nige. We are not only a big club, but we are a club with football heritage, a glamorous club. And that with all the greatest English goal scorers, Jimmy agrees, creating unique fates to record breakers. Exactly this. It's not only, I agree totally, Ellie, but we're probably showing our age, Ellie. It's not only the fact that we're Tottenham and we've got a lot of money and la-di-da-di-da. It's the heritage of the club, yeah. It's the heritage of the club. It's what we stand for in English football. And you know, it is what it is, guys. Everyone will have different opinions, different age groups, and I get it. Like I say, I really do. If you're born in the late 90s, the mid 90s, the early 2000s, Spurs are not a big club because we haven't really seen Spurs do it as much as win titles, win cups. I mean, I'm 50 odd, and I've never seen Spurs win a league title, but I still think we're a big club. But maybe I'm being biased. Who knows? Subconscious bias, maybe. Pete says, Nige, Ellie's bullying me in the WhatsApp group. Can you tell her off? No. You're on your own there, Pete. You're on your own there, mate. Ellie's a yid, so it's got to be done. Rabbit Man's in, says we are I think I know what you're saying. We are a big club. Absolutely we are, mate. We absolutely are. Danny's in the Hotspur Hood. Big up, Danny. Says we are a sleeping giant, and most people know it. No, if we finally wake up, and what we can do is just one summer we can become elite, not just a laughing stock. I'm looking forward and excited. Dan, I love your positivity, mate, and I agree. Listen, this is what we've been asking for, isn't it? As Spurs fans, all these years, we've been asking for the club, the owners, to put the team first, and finally we are. We moved into that stadium. When did we move into it? End of 2018, 2019-ish. And it's taken 7 years to get to where we are. 7 years of pain, right? We have spent money. We have spent it badly. But we've not, what we were promised, we didn't get. Now, finally, we may be getting what we've been promised. We are a big club. We are a sleeping giant. Absolutely agree. And listen, if we get it right, this could be our cycle. I've been saying it for a while. Football teams and football in general have cycles, right? In the 80s, Liverpool won everything, right? The 90s was Manchester United. Then we had Arsenal and Chelsea for some years, didn't we? And now we have City, Arsenal coming back into it, but mainly City. Maybe the cycle is now coming round and maybe it's going to land on Tottenham Hotspur. It's up to us, of course. And football's different than what it used to be. Everyone's got money, so it's different. But Spurs have a chance. Spurs have a chance to wake up and become this really, really big club that we're promising and that we're threatening. Whether we do is another question. We will see. And it has to be an ongoing thing, right? It can't just be one summer. It has to be ongoing. Tom says that's exactly how I see it, Dan. Logan says, morning, Danny. Big up. And Dan says, football, no, we are not elite business. Football, no, we are not elite business. We are. And yeah, listen, I agree. In the probably last 20 years, as a business, we are huge. As a football club, we haven't shown it in the last 20 years. And this I have to agree with, because as much as I grew up in the 80s watching Spurs playing great football, winning cups every year, and always being in amongst the conversation, and always being part of that big five, which it was back then. There is no doubt, since the mid-90s, since our last FA Cup win, even in 91, we have fallen off a cliff as far as winning trophies go. What is it? We're looking at probably 3 trophies in the last, 30 odd years, 35, 36 years. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. But listen, let's see what we can do going forward. I think we're in a position now to really go forward and take this club forward. But let's see. Ellie says we have a massive fan base. That alone makes us a big club, Nige, and our following has grown worldwide, and 9th best supported club. So we're on top 10 and top 10 richest clubs to boot. Yeah, if you look at it like that, like I say, our worldwide fan base is huge, absolutely massive. And money-wise, we are one of the richest clubs in world football. One of the best stadiums, training facilities, all of that. We are at the top. We are elite. Just on the football pitch, we have failed massively over the last 20 years. But we have a chance, as I said, we have a chance to get that back now. I think historically we are a massive, massive club. But you could say that about a lot of sides, right? Nottingham Forest won the European Cup twice. Does that constitute them as a massive club? Aston Villa won the European Cup. Does that constitute them as a massive club? Leeds United won titles in the 70s. Is that them as a massive club? It is what it is. Of course, Leeds won a title in was it the late 80s, early 90s as well? So listen, we will see. We will see. But Tottenham have a chance, there's no doubt. Logan says, tough one, really. I see we could bring in Belova to replace Spence. Don't know who he is. Don't know who he is. I'm going to have to look him up. Guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say hello to Andrew first. Good morning, Nige. Sunny and 29 already. It is a warm one. It absolutely is already. What I want to do is put to bed this Villa and Tottenham. Who's the biggest club? I really do, because for me, it is quite simple. Money-wise, we're bigger. Fan base-wise, we're bigger. And I want to bring this up. And I did it on a video the other day when Gabby was losing his mind. And this is Tottenham's last 20 years in the Premier League. And if you look at this, only 3 seasons we have failed to finish outside the top 8. And if you look how many top 4 finishes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 top 4 finishes in the last 20 years, as well as 5th, 6th, 7th. We've always been in amongst it, and we finished in a European position, qualified for Europe 18 of those 20 seasons. So it's hard to disagree that Spurs are a big English club when we look at that. If we look at Villa, who is kind of who we've been up against, Villa are the ones complaining about Spurs spending the money. Some people in the chat thinking Villa are maybe a bigger club than Spurs. We look at Villa, and if you look at that, 3 seasons they weren't even in the Premier League. And look at that there, between 11-12 and 21-22. That is 2, it's 9 years. They failed to finish in the top 11. And in fact, 3 of those seasons weren't even in the Premier League. 1 season finished rock bottom. It's only been the last 3 seasons, maybe 4, if we say 7th, when Villa have started to pick up. So certainly in the last 2 years, you would say Villa are a bigger club than Spurs, say. But certainly over the last 20 years, I'm sorry, you have to say Spurs are much bigger than Aston Villa. Aston Villa are having a good spell, 100%. And they're a good team. I got a bit of a soft spot for Villa because my granddad was a Villa fan. But if we're talking about bigger clubs right now, Sure, over the last 2 to 3 years, Villa have finished higher, but in the last 20, no doubt Tottenham are a bigger club than Aston Villa. That's my opinion, guys. Let me know in the chat what you think. And listen, have we got a chance now with the money that we're spending to really notch us up and really take us into that big club in English football, and finish in around that top 3, 4, maybe even over the next 3 or 4 years, have a chance of winning a title. Listen, there's a big ask because there's so much money in the game, but if we spend it right and we act like this big club we're promising, there's no reason why we can't finish in amongst it. Logan says 2 weeks a day. I think not sure what date though. Okay, fair dues, fair dues. Dan says, um, we big up a effing 23-year-old keeper who has 5 good games, no experience. That's not a big club. When fans defend Kinski, tell Gray Bergvall our fans don't even act like we are a big club. Big words. And listen, it's hard to disagree with that. Listen, I have been bigging up Kinski, not because I think he is the best keeper. I don't think he's the best keeper. I just think we have so much to do in the transfer market, so many areas we need to improve on, that all I'm saying personally is I can take not getting a keeper. I think Kinski will do a good job for us. I think he ticks a lot of boxes that De Zerbi wants. And this is it for me, right? As I said earlier, De Zerbi, we have to back him, right? And if he is saying Kinski's his number one, we have to back that, whether we like it or not. Listen, will Kinski be a success? I don't know. I really don't know. He could be. In a year or 2 years' time, we could be like, we have saved ourselves 50 or 60 million pounds out and buying a keeper because Kinski's been brilliant. Or in January, we could be looking for a new keeper because Kinski just isn't up to it. For me, I don't know, but I think there are so many areas to address, and we can all do it in one window. I'm comfortable. I wouldn't say I'm happy. I'm comfortable with Kinski being in goal for the start of the season. As for Tau, want him gone. Gray, for me, is not good enough. I'd send him out on loan. And Bergvall, I'd sell because for me, he's regressed over the last season. And I want better. I want players that are coming and going to improve us now. And we can go out and get younger players who are better than Bergvall. It's not all about, you know, young players. Oh, he's young and you want to sell him. For me, he's just not good enough. I would be looking to sell Bergvall for sure. Andrew says players back for pre-season on Friday already. Obviously, the World Cup players won't be back, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see it. And we fly out to New Zealand. What is it? End of the month. So it's going to be an interesting one. Tom says play MK behind closed doors 2 weeks today. Fair play. And Tom also says we'll look back in the season and realise we should have got a proper number one. Again, maybe. We don't know that though, do we? If we're going to talk on facts, we don't know. That could be, it could happen, but also Kinski could be fantastic, and we could be like, oh, I'm glad we kept him. Let's see. It is a question of wait and see. Listen, nothing we do is fact. Nothing we do is proven. Right? We've just signed Fernandez and Tonali for 185 million pound combined. We think they're going to be fantastic, right? But we don't know. We don't know until they step on that pitch whether it's going to work. Maybe Tonali comes and isn't the same player. Maybe he fails to settle. Same with Fernandez. We just don't know. We will see. And this is part of the reason why we love football so much. Pete says, in that case, I fart in your general direction. Thank you. Thank you. Dan says, COVID hold us back 2 years. Yes, it did. It did. And that didn't help Tottenham at all. The whole COVID thing, the stadium's been shut and no fans. But listen, we're in a position now, right? We are in a position where we can go out and we can spend a lot of money. And I am all for it. As I've said, and you guys in the chat know, and I'm pretty sure you all agree, we spoke about it before, it can't be over one summer. This has to be an ongoing thing. And ENIC have come out and they've said, this isn't going to be a one summer thing. This is going to be something we're going to address every single window. So we will see. We want to get into a position. I heard it on Cookie's show the other day that, sorry, Cookie and Sheriff, on their show the other day that, we want to get into a position where, yeah, we're not going to spend 400 million every window. We spend 400 million this window, and next window we might only spend 100 million because we've got the basis of the good team. All we're doing is now, right, okay, he's good, but we can get someone better. Bang. So the one that's in there now that's good, he can drop to the bench, and we're just bringing the odd one or two in and improving the squad that way. So this season, I think, is going to be the big one this summer, where we really try and improve and revamp the squad or the team. And then January next summer, we will be looking to add little bits. But let's see what we do. It's going to be interesting, guys. I think we're in for an exciting ride over the next couple of years. Russell's in. Big up Russell. Says Spence's ability doesn't match his ego. Let him go. Let's talk about Spence. Let's absolutely. He is on the sun now, after all. Spence, he's been linked for a move away. Everton are interested. Apparently, De Zerbi doesn't want him. He's not in his plans. This is all hearsay, of course. What would we take for him? I'm in agreement with Russell. I think, listen, his ego's too much. And I think maybe he could be a bad egg in the dressing room. I can't prove that, of course. And if De Zerbi doesn't want him, there isn't a single player in the team that I would keep if De Zerbi doesn't want them. And, if they sell Maddison because De Zerbi doesn't want him, as much as I'd be gutted, fine, whatever. If they sell Van der Ven, I'd be like, oh, that's a big one. But fine, whatever De Zerbi wants. And it seems like De Zerbi doesn't want him. If we can get a good price for Spence, I would also be willing to let him go. And we need to get rid of the bad eggs. Spence, maybe. Romero, definitely. So a couple of them go, maybe the dressing room will improve, and maybe we can get that like real togetherness in the team, and that will drive us forward. Carl's in. Big up, Carl. Says morning, Nige, and the chat. Good morning to you, mate. I hope you're well, guys. If you come in, please do me a favor. Please smash that like, hit that subscribe button. Razzle said, morning, Nige. Good morning to you, Razzle. I hope you're well. And Cookie is in. Said, morning, Nige, mate. And all in the chat. Good morning to you, Cookie. I hope you're well, buddy. I hope you managed to get some sleep last night, mate. Tom says, I was born the year after we won our last FA Cup. Jesus, that makes me feel old, Tom. 1991. I passed my driving test in 1991. Yeah, that's how old I am. So congratulations to me. Cookie says, apparently we've got loads of money. We absolutely have. I'm not going to do the Harry Enfield impression, but listen, we've got the money to spend. Whether we spend it or not is another question. We have already, of course, spent the best part of 300 million. So let's see what we do going forward. Are we going to spend more? I hope so, because we really need to improve that attack. And with players leaving, apparently we really need to trim the squad. So I think there's going to be a lot of players going out over the next couple of weeks. It'll be interesting to see who we sell, won't it? Grant's in. Said the only thing massive about Forest is a large clown of an owner. Can't wait for them to get relegated. Yeah, listen, it is what it is. Marinakis is he's Marinakis, right? But yeah, we'll see. I think Forest will be fine. He spends money. I don't see Forest going down anytime soon, but we will see. Liston says winning titles and trophies is a rare thing. Most clubs have never won anything. Winning nothing is the most likely outcome for 99% teams in the world. Absolutely. Absolutely. And listen, we're spending money now, and we may go on to spend another couple of 100 million. That doesn't guarantee us anything. It doesn't guarantee us a title, a top four finish, a cup win. It really doesn't. But it gives us more of a chance, and I will take that all day long. The Hotspur Hood says, Ellie, we're not ninth most supported. We're in the top 20. Foul. It's still quite good, though. It is still quite good. Tom says, hey, yeah, there's no way we can be ninth. What about the Spanish and Italian clubs? Yeah, quite possibly, quite possibly. I haven't looked into it, so I don't know. Dan says Inter, AC, Dortmund, Juve alone are more supported worldwide. Definitely agree with the Italian teams. I'm not sure about Dortmund, but maybe they are. Maybe they are. Two Darn Sofals in said, morning, Nigel. Kinski deserves a go. I'm not convinced after only 7 games. We shall see soon enough. This is where I am, mate. This is where I am. I think, listen, if we went out and and spunked 40 million on a new keeper, fine, fine. I haven't got an issue with that. But some of the keepers that are being mentioned, for me, I'm just like, really? I mean, Trafford is being mentioned as a possible replacement coming in as our number one. For me, he's done no more. In fact, he's done less than what Kinski's done. He's hardly played for City. When he did play, he played against us at the start of the season, made a couple of howlers. So for me, Kinski, Trafford, I'd rather just keep Kinski, to be honest. Just opinions, guys, but that's for me. If we're going to go out and really buy a top end keeper, like the Milan keeper, absolutely fine. I'm all for that. But we will see. We will see what happens. Listen, after the first couple of weeks, I could be coming on here saying, get a keeper in quickly before the window shuts. But we will see. Tom says 100%, and we're probably like sixth in England. That makes us a big six club, right, Tom? Makes us a big six. Just clarifying that. Dave says 45 days till the Premier League kicks off. Can't get some strikers in through the door. I see Solanke and Richarlison out the door. Richarlison out the door. Listen, I'd love them both to go. I'd love them both to go, but I think only one leaves. I think it will probably be Richarlison, seeing as he is on the last year of his contract. I see him going to Saudi, but we will see what happens. Everton could take him if they want. Nice double deal, him and Spence, 60 million double deal. Bish bash bosh. You can have them both, Everton. I'd be happy with that. Let's see what happens. But I see Richarlison leaving. I see Saudi has his most likely destination, but we will see. Guys, as you come in, please do me the absolute honor. Smashing that like button, hitting the subscribe. I am 20 subs away from 1.8k. It's weird, isn't it? As you get up to that new 100, it's always like, come on, I want to get there. So yeah, any help would be much appreciated, guys. Dan says fifth in England from the stats that I see. Listen, we're massive. We are massive, and I've just got a feeling we're going to start winning things over the next 3 or 4 years. Might not happen next season, but if we are building what we are building, we continue to do that. I see us being a very successful club over the next 3, 4, 5 years. Again, a lot of it depends on the manager as well. We have to keep backing De Zerbi. You know, as much as I can see us being successful, I can also see it going absolutely tits up and De Zerbi walking within 18 months. And then we're back to square one. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Big up Golden Sun saying, come on, you Spurs. Tudon so forth says, I like the fact that our signings so far are Prem proven, therefore low risk. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely. Massive thing. Every signing we've made so far has been a Premier League player. So played regularly in the Premier League. So that can only be a good thing. I'd like us to go out and sprinkle a bit of stardust with a nice bit of foreign talent. Someone that maybe is exciting from a different league, but we will see what happens. There's plenty of time to go in this window. Pete says 2 or 3 more windows like this. I'll be expecting to see Sheriff leading the ENIC in celebration party. Well, it could happen, mate. You never know. It could happen. We will see. I mean, we have to give ENIC credit, right? We have to give ENIC credit. As much as we have slammed them over the last 25 years as a fan base, we have to give them credit if they continue. They don't get credit for a couple of big signings in midfield from me. This has to be continuous over the next 3 to 4 years. And let's see what happens. Grant says, that's what makes me laugh with other fans. They all say paying those wages and fees aren't sustainable. Yet, because our Spurs fans think we're going to need 100 million plus players every window, obviously not. Absolutely. And all these fans who are complaining from other teams that is not sustainable, we're quite happy to go out and spend 80, 90 million on players that they ended up selling for 30 or 40 and moved on. Look at United, the players they bought and they end up just not doing anything and selling them. Villa spent a fair bit of money as well a couple of years ago. Their wages were astronomical. So listen, other teams have done it. For me, it's a fair thing. It really is. United, Newcastle, Villa, not so much United because they are a massive club anyway, but certainly Villa and certainly Newcastle. Villa now, over the last 2 to 3 years, like I say, have finished above us, and they've kind of become the Tottenham, right? They kind of become the Tottenham in and around the Champions League area. qualifying for Europe, winning the Europa League, and suddenly they see Tottenham, who they thought, okay, they're down there now. They're not a threat anymore. Suddenly Tottenham are spending money and they're like, shit. Oh, great, brilliant. We're going to lose our place, and they're starting to get scared. And so they should, because we are back. We are coming back. It's going to happen, guys. It really is. Chris Downs is in. Big up, mate. Says we paid £20 million for a promising Spence. England international worth 35 million plus. I agree. He's not going for 25 million. If we sell him, it will be 35 to 40 million. You've got to remember, he's at the World Cup. He's playing for England. And he is a good player. If he sorted his attitude out, and maybe, listen, maybe I'm being harsh. Maybe he hasn't got an attitude. Maybe he's just a cool dude. You know, it is what it is. But maybe he's just very relaxed, very cool, very calm. And listen, if I was on that much money every week, I'd be like the pipe as well. It is what it is. But it is what it is. Sheriff says, morning, Nige. Are Tottenham a big club? We are effing massive. Absolutely. We are. We are. Big up to you, Sheriff. I hope work went last night. I've got lots of pictures and videos that I need to delete off my phone now. The amount you were sending on what you're doing. But big up to you, mate. Pete says, honest question. If the window finished today, where do you see Spurs finishing in the league? For me, is anywhere between 8th and 12th. Well, I asked this to the chat, guys. Where do you see us finishing if the window finished today? I think, listen, 12th, I'd be very disappointed with the money we spent if we finished 12th. But at the same time, I've said it before, we can spend hundreds and hundreds of millions on a great defense and a great midfield. If we haven't got players in the forward areas, we're not going to win games. So I would expect a top 10 finish. That's not enough, though. That's not enough. But yeah, guys, in the chat, what do you think? Window shuts today. Where are we finishing? I would say between 8th and 10th. I'd be very disappointed if we finished outside the top 10 with the signings that we have made and the players that we have back now. Kudus, Madison. But we will see. We will see. People saying hello to each other. Pete says Romero has given the here we go on Morgan Rogers. Has he? Oh, bollocks. Has he? Morgan Rogers going to Arsenal. Okay, well, listen, it is what it is. And there you go. There you go, guys. In one, literally, with one message. Spurs, big club. Yes, we're moving in the right direction. Arsenal, bang. Title winners. And they've gone out, and it looks like they are getting Morgan Rogers. So massive news, if true. Spurs need to do quite a bit more yet. Steve says, good morning, Nige. Hope you're well. Big up to you, Steve. I hope you're good, mate. I am. I'm really good. Loving the weather. Off to Bath in a minute. I got 3 oven cleans to do, which I hope is not 6. I do a lot of ovens for like student lets, and I made a massive mistake of quoting before. It's just like, yeah, 60 quid an oven. And they're like, well, doubles as well. I'm like, yeah, doubles. It's like 2 ovens, 2 little ovens. Fine. But what they meant is 2 single ovens together, which should really be 120 quid. But too late. I've quoted for it. So we will see. It's 3. Hopefully it's not 6. If it is, I'm going to be working hard for not as much money. But it is what it is, guys. Big up to you, Razor. Hope you're well. And big up, Steve. Ghost has said, I think we're 11th most supported club when I checked. Is that in world football? That's not bad. Sorry, Razor, I missed your comment now. I think Newcastle will come in for Spence. They have no right back currently. That would be a good move, actually, for Spence, I think. He might not think so, but I think that would be a good move for him. I really do. Ghost is saying, big up, nice. Big up, Ghosted, mate. I hope you're well. Cookie saying, Sheriff, the head of tech. Absolutely. And Sheriff saying, the head of tarmac. Let's have a look who else is in. Grant says, Callum Wilson to Brentford. Here we go. From Fabrizio. Probably means they expect someone to maybe Thiago maybe leaves now. Who knows? Would we be in for him? Hardly ripped it up at the World Cup, did he? One good season in the Premier League. Is he worth the risk? I'd imagine he'd cost a fair bit. I don't know. Let's see what happens. John's in. Big up John. Says, bring back Harry Kane, please. Oh, that would be the dream, John, wouldn't it? Harry Kane to come back and absolutely rip it up for Spurs. Too darn Soulful says, I want Somerville, either flank, Prem and World Cup proven, and has goals in him. What are we waiting for? Laugh out loud. Uh, I'm torn on Somerville. You know what? I look at him and I'm like, Somerville, Kudus, Fernandez. Basically, we're turning into West Ham, and I'm not sure I like that. But I do like Somerville. But for me, he'd be a player that would. Somerville should be the tail of our team, a player that comes off the bench, and there should be someone in front of him. I don't know what you think, guys, but for me, listen, Somerville's talented. Um, I don't know. I'm not decide. Haven't really got big feelings on Somerville. But we will see. Steve saying big up to the 2 marks. Dan said Miles Villa from Roma, over 30 clean sheets in 2 seasons. Juve couldn't afford the 30 million price, so they want Vicaria, and Villa has refused a new contract 10 times better than Kinski and will cost us watch. Well, listen, again, I've not watched a lot of Italian football. When you mentioned him the other day, Dan, I did have a little look on YouTube and obviously saw that mistake when he took it in when he was a kid. But he looks like a very good shot stopper. As I've said, I don't know what he's like with his feet. Is he good with his feet? It's stupid, isn't it? We are now talking about footballers that and goalkeepers have to be better with their feet maybe than sometimes actually stopping the ball from going in the net. And the same with strikers, have to work harder and actually score goals. It's crazy, but I don't know what he's like with his feet. Dan, let me know in the chat. Is he good with his feet as well? I don't know. Let's go down the chat, see who's see who's about. Ellie saying just done a promo for you guys. Thank you so much, Ellie. Really do appreciate it. Ghost is saying so far we've given De Zerbi what he wants. If we continue to do so and he ends up walking out because he fails with the team he wanted, then that's on him. Absolutely, I agree. But it would be a concern if he walked out and we're back to square one. Razzle said United pay 70 million for Sancho, who walked out on a free this month. 100%. And how can United really complain? Who was the other guy? Was he a little Brazilian guy? I can't remember his name. Oh, he used to play for Ajax, and now he's at Betis, I think, absolutely tearing it up at Betis. But they spent a good 80, 90 million on him as well. And, they've spent a lot of money on a lot of players that haven't done it, and they've ended up selling them for next to nothing or for free. John says if we start winning, the player is come to us. Yeah, listen, absolutely. We have to sacrifice. We have to pay the money first, get the players in, and then other players will look at the project and look at Spurs and think, I want a bit of that. I absolutely want a bit of that. There's no reason why that can't happen. It already is, right? It already is. Barry's in. Big up, Barry. Hope you're well, mate. Says smash a like. 73 in and only 33 likes. Absolutely. Smash that like button. It is so important as a YouTuber, as a small YouTuber especially. You only grow when you get the likes. The more likes you get, the more you get pushed out to people that wouldn't see you otherwise. So a like is so important. I really would appreciate it, guys. Let's get up to 50 as soon as possible. But big up to you, Barry. I hope you're well. And listen, Emerson Royale is absolutely smashing it. Where's he left now? He's gone somewhere, isn't he? But again, with Spence leaving, would someone like Emerson Royale be a good shout at cover at right back for Spurs? Just putting it out there, just putting it out there, waiting. I'll get my tin hat somewhere. We will see. John says, makes sense for now. Absolutely. Tom says Rodgers to Arsenal. Here we go. That's disappointing. That's disappointing. Not happy with that at all. I was kind of hoping we might go in for him, but listen, that's just being greedy. I'd still like a Morgan Gibbs White though, just to sort out our midfield totally. Razzle saying ninth for me, fair play. Sheriff saying first, any lower is a loser. Yes. Kate says a Hotspur herd. Good morning. Absolutely. And John says I between 1 to 6, I believe. Is that where we finish? I'll take that all day long, mate. I'll take that all day long. Tom says I want Europa League position a minimum. I agree with that. Listen, for me, we have to improve our strike force, right? But if we're spending the best part of 400 million, The pressure is going to be on De Zerbi to finish in those European places, 100%. 100%. Dan says, no scorers, 7th at best. I think that's a good shout. Listen, 7th would be a good season without the strikers we've got now, right? But what I will say is, we look at our strike force and we think, God, it's shit. But Kudus is back. Hopefully Solanke has a better season. Tell's tell, right? But we have Madison back pulling the strings. How fit he is for how long, we don't know. But I'm hearing a lot of people say, "Oh, Madison's not fit. He's not gonna start at the start." Of course he is. He's got a whole preseason now. He come back right at the end of the season, so he's fit, and he's got the whole preseason to really get himself really match fit. And he's already been away in Portugal, seen pictures of him with other players, carrying on his fitness. And there's absolutely no reason he's going to come back. I think fitter than ever. Whether he comes back better, we will see. But I'm looking forward to seeing Madison this season. I really am. Tom says, if we finish today, top 10. So it's pretty much anywhere, really, if we're being realistic, between like 7th and maybe 11th for me. But we will see. Grant says, I see no Rodgers to Arsenal. Here we go. Where is that? As it's not on Fabrizio. I haven't seen it, mate. But as I said, guys are commenting on it, so it must be there. Cookie said mid-table till we see who's coming up front. Is so important that we improve those front areas, right? It really is. Guys, 80 in the house. Please smash that like, hit that subscribe. Really would appreciate it. Thank you to the one subscriber that subscribed today. The 2 subscribers that subscribed today are now 18 short of 1.8k. Any help would be much appreciated. Ghosted said, I can't see it. Here we go for Rodgers to Arsenal. Hopefully it's a load of bollocks. Hopefully. Magic Tree says, morning, sir. Going to be a scorcher. Keep hydrated. Good morning to you, Magic Tree. Hope you're well, mate. And yes, it is going to be a hot one. So drink plenty of water, guys. Pete says, Ghosted is out there. And Grant says, yeah, they're lying about Rodgers, clearly. And Grant said, Ornstein would be the first to release the Arsenal news anyways. Listen, as Brian says, no Ornstein news, no news. We will see when Ornstein comes out with it. Let's see what happens. Ellie says, talking about big, well, a girl likes too is our big star, former player Sonny. What a player he was. Hey, all night and all in the chat. Yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Sonny. It's his birthday today, isn't it? And happy birthday to Robbie Keane as well. What an absolute legend. One of my favourite ever Tottenham players, Robbie Keane. He was a player that got you off your seat and he scored goals as well. Absolutely brilliant player for Tottenham. Loved him so much. Kate said, nice. Can't see anything worse than cleaning students' ovens. Good luck. You will earn the money today. You know what? It's one of those things, right? You can go in, and I've done like 8 or 9 already this summer. You go in, and some of them, you're like, oh my God, this is a shit pit. How students live, right? You go in, you're like, shit. You open the oven, and they've not used it. There's like, it's like 10 minutes work because all they've done is feasted off takeaways for the last year. And you're like, happy days. This is the easiest 60 quid ever. Other times you go in, it's like, oh, bollocks. It just depends. I'm hoping there's a nice, easy one today, but we will see. Magic Tree says, saw Leo for Portugal. Very impressed. One of them, I saw 2 games for Leo. One game he looked really good. The other game he didn't. But same with Rashford. Both players on their day can be fantastic. On their day can be pretty average as well. Kate says Man United want Somerville. They do, but listen, Man United a small fry. Yeah, if we want them, we get them because we're massive. I want to sack the board, says Carrick and Defoe turned out all right. They did, to be fair. Yeah, I'll give you that. And Canute was all right for Spurs as well. Yeah, shut me up straight away, mate. Can't say fairer than that. Ghost is saying not on X, it ain't Pete. And he also says there's a few fake Romano accounts on YouTube and X. Let's hope it's all fake for now. And Queen Ellie says our infrastructure is big, our stadium is big, our owner Joe Lewis yacht and art collection is big, our fan base is big, our ambition is looking like we're going big. Nice. This exactly this, right? Everything in Tottenham is big. apart apart from our ambition over the years. Finally, it looks like that's changing. And listen, the sky's the limit. I said it on a video. We can reach for the stars, and hopefully we can grab a few and start winning some trophies and give us all, because we deserve it as Spurs fans, right? We've been through the mill over the years. We deserve a bit of joy at Tottenham Hotspur. We really do. AJ Post says, my dad was a Tottenham supporter. I was born 9 months after Spurs won the league. Big up to you, AJ. And welcome into the channel. Listen, and you would have seen the best of Spurs, right? Okay, you didn't see them win the league in 61, but you would have seen the best of Spurs in the 70s, in the 80s. Um, just a magical club. There's just something about Tottenham. And maybe it's because I'm biased, because I'm a Spurs fan. Maybe it is. But that's something about that lily white shirt and that cockerel on the shirt that just, it makes me go weak at the knees. It really does. It's just, no one else and nothing else makes me feel that way. Tottenham are beautiful, and I don't care what anyone says. Tottenham are a beautiful club and a beautiful team. We wear beautiful kit, and hopefully we got beautiful things coming in the future. Magic Tree says, saw Davison miss one of the pens last night for Colombia. He did. He did. Amin says, liked and subscribed. Thank you, Amin. Much appreciated, mate. Really do appreciate that. And Barry says, bring him home. Absolutely. Bring Kane. Listen, we've got the money, right? Get out there, get a left winger that's brilliant. Don't know who. Don't know who. But there are plenty of left wingers out there we can get that's going to improve us. No end. And then just go to Harry. Say, look, mate, look at our team. Look at what we're doing. Come home. Win the league with Tottenham Hotspur. Win a trophy with Tottenham Hotspur. Become that legend. Be the Premier League all-time top scorer with Tottenham. And come home. Just come home, you know? And I reckon he'd say, yeah. But listen, I may be deluded. Pete says, go and buy a few different football headliner pages, two of which are respected, mate. We will see on the Morgan Rogers front. We will see. Magic Tree says some players are just not a good fit for parent clubs. This is again, listen, this is why no signing, right, is guaranteed, right? Some players will go to a team, be absolutely brilliant, and then go transferred for big money to another club and just not do it. But we will see what happens. You know, like I say, spending money doesn't guarantee anything. But what it does guarantee is it gives us more of a chance. Magic Tree says 69 gets you fourth historically. That's an average of 1.8 per game. That's what we're looking at then. 69 points. I'd be happy with that. Collins in and Borodanaj. Spence is a legend in his own mind. That's his problem. Warnock saw it and sell him and take Gallagher with him. Gallagher's an interesting one because I agree with you on Spence. I really do. But Gallagher, we signed him in January. He certainly helped keep us in the Premier League. But where does he start next season? I don't see him starting many games. Guys, let me know in the comments. Gallagher, would you keep him? Would you sell him? Listen, we can't sell everyone, right? Because we need a squad. We need a squad. But I just don't see him starting many games next season for Spurs. He wouldn't be one that I'd sell personally. I think there are others that need to go. Bergval and Sarr definitely need to go. I would sell those two and then probably keep the rest. But guys, let me know in the chat. Who would you keep? Who would you sell? I don't know. Big up Mott Plus says love matters, but the reality with him is that he's amazing for a third of the season, unavailable for the third, and uninspiring for a third. Yeah, this is what's been said about him many, many times, isn't it? But you know, we will see. We will see. Listen, he needs a good season with Spurs, but even a third fit Maddison, right, will guarantee you 7 or 8 goals and 10 assists, right? If he plays a third of the season or 2/3 of the season, he's not great in a third of it. He will still get pretty much 20 GA throughout the season. And I take that. What we need is 20 GA from the players around him. Our right winger, Kudus, needs 20 GA. Our left winger, whoever that is, needs 20 GA. And our striker, needs 20 to 25 GA, in my opinion. We get that. We've got an excellent chance of finishing in and around those Champions League areas, but we will see. Kate says, Nige, done and dusted mine. Thank you so much, Kate. Really appreciate it. John says, here we go. VAR to Tottenham Hotspur from Argentina for 100 million euro. Fabrizio confirmed we are going to be English champions, mate. That would be lovely. Got to say, VAR is the scourge of football right now. I hate it. Hate it with a passion. It ruined the game last night. I don't think there's any doubt, right, that there's a bit of corruption in world football at the moment. How Argentina got through that game, I don't know. How they could have disallowed the first, second goal from Morocco and then not disallowed the Argentine winner, which was exactly the same situation. It's beyond me, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We are where we are. Colin says, I'm taking the dog down to Tenby on the Gower Coast Paradise. See the dolphins in Pembroke. Fair play. I've never been there. Never been there, but I've heard it is lovely. Listen said Morgan Rogers isn't as good as people think. I hope they get him. I do like him. I do like Morgan Rogers. I've got to admit, maybe not for 90 million or however much they're spending. But listen, it is what it is. Tottenham together, big up, says, good morning, guys. I hope everyone is well. Spurs are massive and is only just starting. Absolutely love it. That sleeping giant is awakening. There is no doubt about it. We are waking up and we are going to take the Premier League by storm. Like I say, may not happen this season, but good things are happening at Spurs now. Good things are happening. Let's hope we don't implode it from the inside because it could happen, right? It could look good and then suddenly it all goes tits up, but let's hope it doesn't. Ghost says, fair enough, Pete. I only trust it when it comes from Romano or Ornstein. We will see. Tom says, I 100% agree. We are a beautiful club. I want us to get rid of the white on the kit. You mean the red on the kit? The red on the kit? Um, you know, John says get Haaland and Mbappe in. Why not? Why not get them all in? Listen, that would be the dream, right? Don't think we're in that position yet, but who's to say we won't be in 5 years? Who's to say? We don't know. Ghost has said, I see a Meslier. Here we go, but no Rodgers. Yeah, he's signing for Arsenal, isn't he? The ex-Leeds United goalkeeper. Still a good young keeper, I think. Kate saying good morning to Ghosted. And Ellie said, Nigel, I'm bullying Pete with my unique banter voice messages, singing him songs. What's he moaning about? Listen, he is in a Tottenham chat, right? He is in a Tottenham chat, so it is what it is. Jimmy is in. Big up, Jimmy. Hope you're well, mate. Says big up, Nige and chat. Good morning. Big up to you, Jim. Keep smashing that like, guys. Keep hitting that subscribes. Have we got to 50 yet on the old like buttons? I'm not sure. Grant says Fabrizio said the reason why Savinho not done yet is because City are still deciding if they want to let him leave or not. Personal terms are done. And them being reluctant shows he is better than most think. Listen, I actually think that Savinho is a very, very exciting signing. Possibly, he's not my first choice, though. But with he's played different at City, right? Under Pep, structured. Under Spurs and under De Zerbi, he might be given that freedom to do what he can do. And listen, there's no doubt he's an exciting player that will get us off our seat. End product is the problem with Savinho, but we will see. It's a problem with a lot of our players, right? End product, terrible. So we will see what happens. We will see what happens. Dan says, do what Chelsea, City, United do with their youth, purely to rake the money in. If you care about the youth too much, you will never go anywhere. You need men, not boys first. 100%. 100%. Listen, Chelsea have been doing it for years, right? It's just been buying and buying and buying. All these young players, 10, 15 young players, maybe one of them hits. Maybe one of them gets in the first team. The rest don't. They sell them on. They get good money for them. And they do more. They get another 15 in. Maybe one of them hits. We can't be worried about young players. Look at Chelsea, like I say. Remember, Salah played for Chelsea as a young player. De Bruyne played for Chelsea as a young player. Both have gone on to become Premier League greats, but not at Chelsea. Did Chelsea worry about it? No, it is what it is. They didn't cut the mustard. They got rid. we've got to be exactly the same. We've got to be brutal. And, for me, Bergval's not cutting the mustard. So get rid. It is what it is. Pete says Gallagher will start enough games in games when we play a back three. Quite possibly. My only concern is we're only playing once a week. But listen, I hope he does. I like Gallagher. I like Gallagher. He gets a lot of hate, but I actually like him as a player. But it is what it is. Tottenham therapy's in. A big up, and says big up. Nice. Spurs are massive. I don't know what the debate is about. I get it. Over the last 20 years, we've not proved that we're massive up, have we? But listen, it is what it is. We need to prove. I think over the next 3 to 4 years, we will prove that we are that big club. Dan says Tottenham therapy massive at what? Apart from the business side, it's hard to disagree. As a fan, I think Spurs are massive, but it's hard to disagree with facts, right? When we look at it on paper, apart from the money side, apart from what we make actually on the pitch, we haven't been massive for a long time. But it's time to step up. Jessica, big up Jess, says we also need 8 homegrown players minimum from the 25-man squad. Under 21s don't count towards the 25-man squad. So I don't think you can sell Gallagher and Spence. No, absolutely. No, absolutely. I agree. I agree with that. That is a good kind. That's probably why we're keeping the Austin as a goalkeeper, right? Probably why we're keeping him. God, this chat sometimes. There's something right at the bottom of the chat. It gets in the way of the arrow. So when you try and click on it, it just goes nuts. Astra's in. Big up, Astral. Says, just Google how many fans does Tottenham have in the world? And it says 180 to 300 million. I mean, that's a lot of Spurs fans. I mean, it's a pretty wild guess, isn't it? So there's 120 million in there somewhere that might not be Spurs fans. But listen, we are a huge worldwide club now, and listen, part of that is due to Levy, right? As much as we want to, he has made Tottenham Hotspur a brand, and we are definitely growing and growing year in, year out. Ant says, I heard rumours the deal for Krupi is done. People on TikTok have said they have heard it from reliable sources, but unless Romano or Ornstein report it, then I won't fully believe it. I know who you're talking about, mate. I do, and I think he talks a lot of waffle, to be honest. I think he talks a lot of waffle. I've heard so much from him that this is happening, that's happening. He might be a lovely guy, but as in his football takes, as in what he reports on, I think is all for clicks and likes. So I will leave that there. That's just an opinion. John says, we are so back, baby. Come on. Love it. Absolutely love it. I think you are right. Lee says, hit the like and the subscribe button, guys. Absolutely. Mopulus says, I think that's where Gallagher comes in to take some of the load off Maddison. As a sub, possibly. He's just not very creative, is he? Guys, I'm going to go through the chat because I have got to pass you on to the 2. I haven't got to, but I am going to pass you on to the 2 marks. Raymond's in. Big up Raymond says, hi, Savinho should sign for Spurs right now. I'll take that, mate. I will take Savinho right now. Marianne's in. Big up, Marianne. I hope you're well. And Raymond also says, hi, if we get Savinho and Creepy to sign for Spurs right now, yeah. Listen, I take both of them right now. I really, really would. Just going down the bottom of the chat again, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. If I've missed your chat, it's because I'm just getting through to pass you over. Cyril's in. Big up, Cyril says, big up, Nige. On this argument whether Spurs are a big club or not, it just goes on forever. If I say we are a big club, it's just not an elite club. I agree. I'm going to have a look at the final results in the old, if I can. I'm not sure I can. I actually can. I'd have to go on it on Facebook. On the laptop. I can, but it was a good chat anyway, guys. Fantastic chat. And thank you all for voting. Thank you all for coming in. Really do appreciate each and every one of you. I am going to send you across to the 2 Mark show. Stay hydrated, guys. Have a fantastic day. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, come on, you Spurs.